Today on Retiring Well with Centennial Wealth Advisory, we are talking about fixed indexed annuities.
What is probably the least understood investment option in the entire marketplace. It's the one we get the most questions on.
Coming up, we'll explain how fixed indexed annuities work and how they differ from investments tied to the stock market.
I mean, let's be honest, you cannot make an educated decision on anything if you're not educated. So our goal on this show today is we are going to teach you
all this and more on Retiring Well with Centennial Wealth Advisory, starting right now.
Retiring Well with Centennial Wealth Advisory, helping you make smart decisions with your money so you can live a better life. Today is the day you can take back control of your money. Retiring Well with Centennial Wealth Advisory, where we believe your best is yet to come.
Welcome to Retiring Well. I'm your host, Michael Reese, and I'm really excited about this week's show because this week we are talking about what is probably the least understood investment option in the entire marketplace. It's the one we get the most questions on by far. We're going to talk about fixed indexed annuities. And we're going to look at them. We're going to learn about them. We're going to identify, are they good? Are they bad? And by the way, there's no such thing as good or bad with any investment instrument, is there? But we're going to look at them and help you better understand at least what they are and how they work. I mean, let's be honest. You cannot make an educated decision on anything if you're not educated. So our goal on this show today is we are going to teach you all about these crazy types of annuities. All right, before we do that, as I do every week, let's take a quick moment and share with you why we do the show. It's really very simple. You see, I noticed that most of the financial media, all they talk about is, hey, how do you grow a portfolio? How do you what stocks should you buy? What stocks shouldn't you buy? And all this kind of stuff. The reality is this: if you're young and trying to build a portfolio, that's great. But what happens when you're retired? Or what happens if you're within a few years of retirement? You know, that type of thinking doesn't serve you very well anymore. Now is a time where you have to focus on protecting what you've built, preserving your principal, maybe taking some income, making your money last. And I'll tell you what, the strategies to make your money last versus making your money grow are wildly different. So the purpose of this show is to give you that perspective. Protect your principal, make your money last. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. We're talking about fixed indexed annuities this week. What are these things? Well, I looked it up on Investopedia, and they gave me a definition. Here's our definition. An indexed annuity is a special class of annuities that yield returns on your contributions based on a specified equity-based index. These annuities can be purchased from an insurance company, and similar to other types of annuities, the terms and conditions associated with that payouts will depend on what's stated in the original annuity contract. Yeah, like that tells you anything. Right? I mean, come on. That's really their definition. No wonder you don't know what the heck these things are. That's about as, I mean, even I don't understand most of that. Let me give you the simple definition. See, I like to try to speak in this crazy language known as English. So here you go. Here's what a fixed indexed annuity is. Let's look at the words. Fixed. That means that your principal is insured, typically by the insurance company that holds the contract. Indexed. It means that your interest, the interest that they pay you each year, is linked in some way to a market indexed, like the S&P 500, or maybe the MSCI EAFE, which is Europe, Australia, and the Far East. So they pick an index to link your interest payments to. If the index goes up, you get paid interest. If the index goes down, you don't get paid. We're going to look at an example in a minute. Annuity. So we have fixed, we have index, now we have annuity. What does that mean? It means essentially that your money is held at an insurance company. There you go. That's all it is. Fixed, principal's guaranteed. So this is a safe money account. It is an account that you do not have risk. Index, it means that your interest, instead of giving you just a set rate of interest, they link it to a market index. An annuity means it's at an insurance company. This is not designed to be a market type of investment. It's simply a safe investment. It's like a bond alternative perhaps, or a CD or something like that. It's designed to be part of the guaranteed or fixed part of a portfolio, not part of the stock portion of a portfolio. Biggest mistake people make. They think, right, up here they think that, oh, I need to compare this, this type of tool to investing in the market. Heck, we're going to even talk a little bit about that today. However, remember, the market has risk. When you put money in any kind of market account, it has risk. When you put it into a fixed indexed annuity, it does not. So at their core, they're very different tools. Now don't go anywhere, because coming up we've got a really fun way to show you how this all works.
Have you called us yet to meet with our team? Let us help you with your retirement planning. Today is a great day to take the first step. Call us now at 512-265-5000.
I have a very important message for you. If you are one of the first 10 people to call the number below, and that number 512-265-5000, if you're one of the first 10 people, you will receive absolutely free, no obligation, your own personalized retirement roadmap report. Now, this report will tell you exactly where you stand with your retirement planning and how prepared you are. It includes volatility analysis of your portfolio. What is your Sharpe ratio? Why is it important? What should it be? We have a fee report. What are all the fees you're paying, both hidden and those that you see? Also included, an income stress test. Will your money last as long as you do? What about taxes? What is your largest tax liability? Probably your retirement plan. What are you doing about that? And of course, we help you optimize your Social Security. So this free, no obligation retirement roadmap report, personalized for you, is available as long as you are one of the first 10 people that call. You call now, 512-265-5000, 512-265-5000. Now you must have saved at least $250,000 or more for your retirement. Make sure you call now, 512-265-5000. Welcome back. This week we're talking about fixed indexed annuities, how they work. And it's important that you know that, because now they may be appropriate for you, they may not be appropriate for you as part of your portfolio, but you don't know if you don't know how they work. So I have a fun way to teach you how they work. As you can see, we have our Wheel of Fortune here. And on this Wheel of Fortune, we have the returns of the S&P 500, over the last 15, 20 years. And what I'm going to do for fun is I'm just going to spin this thing, and we'll start collecting some data. Now, just so that you know, when I spin it, you're not going to sit here and watch me spin 10 different times, because we're going to use this as an example of 10 different years. But what we're going to do is we're going to use an annuity that has the following characteristics. And this is, available, or something really close to it is available in today's world. So here's the thing. These fixed indexed annuities, they typically have 10-year time spans, right? And oh, look, I hit 2.11%. 10-year time spans. That means that over a 10-year period of time, when you put your money in, you are limiting your distributions each year to 10% of your account value each year. You put in 100 grand, you can pull out 10,000. You pull out more than that, you pay penalties for early withdrawal. But in this particular annuity, let's imagine we have one with the following characteristics. In a year where the market is up, look, it's up 2.11 in this particular year, that was 2011, you get half of the upside. In a year when it's down, though, you just get zero. So as we spin this, we're going to get some different years. We're going to do it 10 different times. I'm not going to have you watch me spin a wheel 10 times, but we'll do it 10 times. And the idea here is we'll see how we do. And we got 5.5. There's our second one. So again, we're going to get half of that. and then we'll spin it again. We may get a negative, we may get positives. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to cut away. I'm going to keep spinning. When we come back, I will have the results for you. Well, we're back, and so what did I do? I spun the wheel here like 10 different times. I got 10 answers or 10 returns to, in our little game. And I just put it on the spreadsheet. And over here on the television, you see the results. The blue line that you see is the market. So whatever number I got here, that's the number that went into the little spreadsheet here. And you can kind of see in that blue line, we started with 100,000. We ended up around 167. But it sure as heck wasn't a straight path, was it? We had some ups, we had some downs and ups and downs. And hey, that's the markets. You kind of expect that when you're investing in markets, don't you? On the other hand, what is the other approach? What we did there is we said, well, what if we had some kind of fixed indexed annuity over that same period of time? And what if it worked in such a way where when we had a positive year, we were credited interest that would represent half of the positive? If we had a negative year, we just had zero for that year. So that's the reddish or the orange line there. And you can see it's a lot smoother path. It ended up at about 159. So at the end of the day, and I've done this in the past, sometimes if too many negatives come, the indexed annuity actually does a little better, sometimes does a little worse. But here's more what I want you to think about. To me, an indexed annuity is not a replacement for the stock market. To me, it's a replacement for bonds. If you look at these two lines, you see the stock market, that goes up and down, but it does a little bit better over time. But then you see something more stable. To me, that looks a lot more like a bond. And what do we do with portfolios traditionally? What are we always trying to do? We're trying to diversify. We're trying to have a little of this and a little of that in order to end up with a better result, a smoother line. I want you to imagine here, what if you put some of your money in the blue line, the stock market? What if you put some of your money in the orange-red line there, the fixed indexed annuity? Use the annuity as a bond alternative. In my mind, and a lot of times, you find a result that works a lot better than the traditional stock bond mix. So there you go. That's how they work. Hope this was helpful for you. I have a very important message for you. If you are one of the first 10 people to call the number below, and that number 512-265-5000, if you're one of the first 10 people, you will receive absolutely free, no obligation, your own personalized retirement roadmap report. Now, this report will tell you exactly where you stand with your retirement planning and how prepared you are. It includes volatility analysis of your portfolio. What is your Sharpe ratio? Why is it important? What should it be? We have a fee report. What are all the fees you're paying, both hidden and those that you see? Also included, an income stress test. Will your money last as long as you do? What about taxes? What is your largest tax liability? Probably your retirement plan. What are you doing about that? And of course, we help you optimize your Social Security. So this free, no obligation retirement roadmap report, personalized for you, is available as long as you are one of the first 10 people that call. You call now, 512-265-5000, 512-265-5000. Now you must have saved at least $250,000 or more for your retirement. Make sure you call now, 512-265-5000.
Essential financial strategies for a comfortable retirement. Join the Centennial Wealth Advisory team for an informative and exciting presentation with complimentary gourmet dinner and learn how to protect your assets from market volatility. how to find growth and security in today's volatile market, how to prevent outliving your money, how decisions in Washington, D.C. are affecting your retirement, how to safeguard your assets from unnecessary taxation, the 4 ways to make sure your advisor is giving you expert advice, and much more. Choose the date and location that works best for you. Tuesday, May 24th or Thursday, May 26th at Gumbo's North in Georgetown. Tuesday, May 31st or Thursday, June 2nd at Cafe Blue in the Hill Country Galleria. Tuesday, June 14th or Thursday, June 16th at Trulux in the Arboretum. Presentations start at 6:30 p.m. and are free to attend with a complimentary gourmet dinner to follow. But seating is limited and fills quickly. Call 512-265-5000 or visit sen-wealth.com/events to reserve your seats today. There is no cost and no obligation. Don't miss this important presentation, Essential Financial Strategies for a Comfortable Retirement. Call 512-265-5000 today.
Well, we've been talking this week about fixed indexed annuities and really learning a bit about how they work and how they compare to markets or fixed accounts, etc. And one of the things that you might be wondering is, wow, those indexed annuities seem to do pretty well in comparison to markets. I wonder, but they never make as much as a market. They don't lose, but they never make as much. So how does this all work? Why is that the case? Well, what I'll do now is share with you why that's the case. So let's imagine, for the sake of fun, that you have money in some stock. I don't know what the stock is. It might be ABC, we'll call it ABC stock, right? Doesn't really matter. And just for fun, let's imagine that the first year you're up 50%, the next year you're down 50%, the next year you're up 50, and the next year you're down 50. So plus, minus, plus, minus. And it's kind of a crazy ride, of course. But when you do the math, you're like, okay, I'm plus 50, minus 50, plus 50, minus 50. If you add it all up, you're at 0. And so you're thinking, oh, well, I started with, let's say you put 100,000 in this stock. It's like, oh, well, I started with 100 and I made some money and lost some money. I made some money and lost some money, but average 0. Basically it's a 4-year ride where I basically didn't make a dime, but I didn't lose anything either. So I basically broke even, right? That's kind of the thinking. But here's the thing. When it comes time to take this math, when you marry it to your money, you end up with some really weird things happening. And we're going to go ahead and do this exercise to show you what I'm talking about. So again, let's imagine we started with our $100,000. Now, if you're up 50% in the first year, that means you made $50,000. So plus 50, hey, look at this. After 1 year, you're at $150K. You're loving life. You're a great investor. Everything's good. Maybe you start thinking it might be time to buy that boat or go on that vacation. But then, of course, the next year comes because what goes up must come down. And then next year comes and you lose 50. Oh, no, this is horrible. But let's see how the math and money kind of marry when you're losing money. You see, you lose 50% of the amount of money you have, which is $150. Well, what's 50% of $150? Uh-oh. It's $75K. Uh-oh, we're down to $75K. Ugh. I think already you're seeing that maybe this isn't heading in the direction you wanted or that you thought it might. Oh, but good news, the next year you're up 50,000 again. What's 50,000 of 75? It's 37, I think it's 37.5. So you do the math, you're like, oh, look at this, I'm at 112. 5 and I'm back up again. Life is good. But then the next year what happens? Uh-oh, down another 50%. Well, that is 56,250, right? So you end up at 56,250. Well, what's the moral of our story? Congratulations. You averaged zero. You averaged nothing. You broke even mathematically. But when we married money to your math, you lost almost $44,000 or 44%, earning nothing. So why? What's going on here? Well, the answer is simply this. Losses hurt you more than gains help you. Losses hurt you more than gains help you. If you think about it, let's just erase this. If you said, oh, what if I had a 50% loss in 1 year? You have your $100,000. You lose 50%. You're at $50K. How much, what percentage return do you need to get back to your $100,000? Is it 50? Is it 50%? No. No, you actually need to earn 100% to get back. 100% of 50K is 50K. That's what you need to earn to get back to your $100,000. So what happens, right? What happens? Why are the fixed index annuities compare so well? They have some of the gains, but they don't have the losses. And losses, my friends, kill you.
Have you called us yet to meet with our team? Let us help you with your retirement planning. Today is a great day to take the first step. Call us now at 512-265-5000.
I have a very important message for you. If you are one of the first 10 people to call the number below, and that number 512-265-5000, if you're one of the first 10 people, you will receive absolutely free, no obligation, your own personalized retirement roadmap report. Now, this report will tell you exactly where you stand with your retirement planning and how prepared you are. It includes volatility analysis of your portfolio. What is your Sharpe ratio? Why is it important? What should it be? We have a fee report. What are all the fees you're paying, both hidden and those that you see? Also included, an income stress test. Will your money last as long as you do? What about taxes? What is your largest tax liability? Probably your retirement plan. What are you doing about that? And of course, we help you optimize your Social Security. So this free, no obligation retirement roadmap report, personalized for you, is available as long as you are one of the first 10 people that call. You call now, 512-265-5000, 512-265-5000. Now you must have saved at least $250,000 or more for your retirement. Make sure you call now, 512-265-5000. All right, here we are again with my puppy Banks, and you can see her. She's getting bigger, isn't she? When you last saw her, she was 8 weeks old, just a tiny little puppy. I mean, I think she was only 10 or 15 pounds or something back then. Now, look at her. She's, I don't know, 30, 35 pounds, and now she's 14 weeks old, and they say she'll end up being 80, 90 pounds by the time she's all done. In any event, when we were last together with Banks, she was busy picking a stock. Now, if you'll recall, my little girl here, she has spent her entire life to that point trying to figure out what stock she should pick to bring you, our viewers, a hot stock tip, right? That was her entire goal. That's all she wanted to do, is bring you a hot stock tip. And, well, you can tell she's not very excited today, because today I'm going to share with you the results of her hot stock tip. Because remember, what did she do? She went out, she picked Nike stock. The idea was that we would compare the performance of that Nike stock to none other than the Oracle of Omaha himself, Mr. Warren Buffett. And so why don't we go ahead and bring up the results so far so that you can see how my baby Banks here is doing against Warren Buffett. And as you can see from the screen, Warren's up 6.2%, and oh no, poor Banks is losing money. Yeah, look at her. That's why she's so sad. She's lost money for you, our viewers. If you had invested in Nike stock thanks to Banks' recommendation, you would have been down a little bit as we're sitting here today, and well, that makes her sad. And you know, all I could think of is, what the heck went wrong here? I mean, what went wrong? My baby spent her whole life really doing the research to figure out what would be a really good good stock tip for you. And she spent her whole life picking Nike stock, and she even had a plan. You remember the plan? The plan was she was going to chew up Nike shoes so that people would have to buy new shoes, which would increase sales for Nike, that would increase profits, and their stock price would go up. So she had her diabolical plan all set, and it didn't work. And she doesn't know what's going on. I mean, the poor thing, 14 weeks, and look how sad. She doesn't know what's going on. She's confused. So I thought, it's my job as her dad to, help her out, do some research, figure out what happened to my poor puppy's stock tip. And, well, I've got some news here. I think I've figured out what's going on with my poor baby. You see, I went around our house and I started looking at the shoes that Banks was chewing on. And remember, she's supposed to chew on the Nike shoes. But, well, if I pull out one of the shoes here in the house, I don't know if you guys can get a close-up on this or not, but this shoe, this is one of my son's shoes. Notice that the swoosh is not on this shoe. This is actually some shoe from, I think the company's called Vans or something. My poor baby Banks, she's chewing on the wrong shoes. She's not chewing on Nike shoes. She's chewing on Vans. Uh-oh, see? See? She's chewing on the wrong shoes. So poor Banks, no wonder her stock pick is not doing well. She's not old enough to figure out which shoe is the right shoe to chew on. I mean, look at her. I'll give that to you, baby. She's pretty much destroyed that one, as you can tell. But anyway, maybe, again, she just doesn't know. It's supposed to be Nike shoes. And, oh, man, the poor thing. But, hey, she's just a puppy, right? She's only 14 weeks old. So here's what I'll do for you. I'm the dad. It's my job to teach her. So what I'll do, maybe the next time you see her, maybe by then I will have taught her to chew on the proper Nike shoes. And that way, if she is, maybe that way people will buy more Nike shoes and the sales will go up and the stock price will go up and maybe her stock pick will do better. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll leave you here for now. We'll continue following Nike stock, see how it does, and we'll keep you posted on my puppy Banks.